Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of our 4th Age Rhovanion campaign, and as promised we are going to kick this one off with the assault of Fennis Rim. We took a look at the army composition in the last episode, but here it is, very basic stuff indeed, and so we will jump into this. Now, as I mentioned, the goal here is not to hold the settlement for ourselves. We want to take this and then gift it to the chiefdom of North Rhun, our ally. And assuming that works, we will have denied a province to our enemy and strengthened our ally a little bit, and then we will have our army free to move somewhere else in the area, because this province does not have any, or this settlement has no walls, and so we don't want to have to hold it. We're much better out in the field than defending these static settlements, and so hopefully this will be disruptive enough. Now, so I think we'll just get set up over here. Kind of new. We have several units of slingers here. 2.5, basically. And so we'll kind of lead with them. They have shields, so that will help, I guess, a little bit in terms of defense if they are under attack. I also want to bring my cavalry out kind of early, because I imagine there's going to be some enemy units clustered right around here. And so I want to be in a good position to kind of rush them. And yeah, actually, a bunch of them are over here. So let's see if we can capture the enemy general. This is a Chieftain's Guard unit. We've got some warband rushing after us. But I think we can get them. As you can see, it looks like we've actually taken out a few of their units with slings. We've got our general here throwing javelins into the warband, and we've got slings shooting. Got nice range on these things, actually. But now we will bring them up. There we go. We've caught the enemy general. What's that? Some skirmishers. Okay, that'd be a nice thing to take too. General's down, and so we will take, let's take these guys. And let's bring the mercenaries up with the general. There's another unit of skirmishers. Oh, whoops. The pathing here led them to come down instead of around. That's actually fine. We're going to run into them, and that's just no problem. Alright, these are skirmishers. Alright, so let's rush in. Oh no. No, 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 no. Shoot. Skirmishers are going to tear up those March Wardens, and I'm afraid we're going to lose the unit as they just auto-merge with another one at the end of the battle here. Alright, well, we will take out that unit of skirmishers, and we took out the other one as well. Let's pull back here, and we'll kind of pull them out, these warband out from the city center. As our slingers get up here, that's going to pull them out further. These skirmishers are more resilient than I was expecting, given that they've lost their general. But here they are breaking, and we've got warband coming after us, but not quite sure what to do. The slings are going to pull them out. They're not going to just sit there and take it. Alright, let's rush in. Down to 76. There we go. Losing heavily, and they rout. So let's end the battle, since this is just an assault. We only lost, 33 here. They got 33 kills. We probably got some other friendly fire casualties there, but not too bad. So again, the real challenge here will be to see if we can get rid of this settlement reasonably. So what we're going to do is lay desolate. We do get a decent amount of cash for doing that. It's going to get us up over 30 grand. We're also going to destroy some of these buildings, these control posts. I think I want to leave the trader. I'm thinking that at some point this is going to be my settlement again. right? This is going to be a place that eventually I will take. It's just there's no way let's say I gift it to Rhun, right? Which I'm hoping to do this turn. There's no way we're not going to be at war with Rhun eventually. They're doing fairly well, threatening Rhovanion here, and they've got large armies in the area. So assuming they keep up this pressure here and we strengthen them a little bit, they're going to be sharing a pretty long border with us eventually. So we're not going to destroy all of the infrastructure here. Not that there's too much we can destroy, but I think we'll leave the trader. That's always a good thing. The animal fights we actually can benefit from. We can build these up, and so I'm kind of thinking about leaving them as well. The only thing that is potentially a problem here is getting rid of that Homeland Dominion building. Nerigzagil is at exactly 70% public order, and as we've seen in this mod, destroying Homeland Dominion, which is necessary to improve a province, also has some downsides. It means that you're going to suffer some unrest in all of your provinces. So let's see how this works. We just destroyed it in Fenris Rim, and Nerigzagil we're now down to 65% public order. Now that is rebellion territory for sure. But I think we can avoid that by taking the army that's inside Fenris Rim right now, and let's move it off to the east. I want to move it towards Raycoast. I want to threaten Raycoast. Let's get them like up in the trees here, see if we can get an ambush going, potentially. All right, so now we're outside of the settlement. We don't have anyone else around here. Let's get our emissary over to Rhun, and let's see. We want to give a province Fenris Rim, but just gifting it is not going to be enough because this does not border any of their other settlements. It's not really a settlement that they need to win. So we're going to have to make it a little more interesting for them. I mean, after all, we're basically giving them custodial rights over this completely indefensible, relatively worthless at this stage settlement. So we're going to have to throw in some money. So we will do, let's say, 4,000, and we'll do it as a gift. All right, and that worked. So now we no longer have to worry about keeping Fenris Rim. They get a full stack of basically just peasant units, really not combat capable. But that's just going to give them some garrison presence there, and it's going to mean that if Rhun, or if Rhun rather, wants it back, they're going to have to start a new war. They're not at war with Rhun yet, and so I'm kind of hoping that this will induce them in that direction. I want to get my emissary around just to get a closer look at some of these other armies. All right, some spearmen and archers here, some axemen here. We only had a couple of units in Raycoast. Now this is the real... Okay, this is one of two prizes in the area. This can be a nice, wealthy province. It's got a port already built. And this, of course, is the crown jewel that we're ultimately gunning for. But this is, as usual, pretty well defended. So I'm going to try to see if I can get Raycoast and hold it first. Let's see if there's anything else we need to do with regard to, like, our scouts. I think we're just moving everybody around at this point. We do have some money to spend, though. Oh, but let's actually check. Yes, we're back at 70% in Nerigzagil because we no longer own that rebellious or the non-Dominion settlement. So that actually improved our public order faction-wide. All right, one turn before King's Feasts is done in our capital, which is awesome. And we're just getting all of our units together here with the idea of capturing Braig Estelad. And so do we want to build something? Well, you know, what did we go with here? We haven't yet pulled the trigger on what type of settlement Yathen-Ra is going to be. And I'm kind of thinking military would make sense. But then again, we're definitely going military in Nerigzagil. Either way, it would be good to build this place up a bit. This is going to help with income slightly, but it's also importantly going to help with public order, or population rather. And in Dale, we've still got a few thousand to spend. Let's go with the muster fields. Actually, you're not attuned yet, are you? Expert governor, let's see. No, he's not yet attuned. So let's go with a cheaper option. The animal husbandry and fishing rights. We're working on fiefdom dominion in Hjorth. And in Esgroth, we're not doing anything yet. I guess we could go with muster fields, maybe. But let's hold off, because that's just going to give me a few things. I mean, maybe eventually. I'm feeling like this border, though, with Dale is pretty quiet. So I think I can afford to just let that go. Now, we do have a scout over here. And I feel like moving him into the east to keep an eye on Rhun in the area. And so let's end the turn. Alright, we've got some elven spies, it looks like. Some fake diplomacy, which is always a little alarming. And Rohan wants trade. Alright, we're going to deny that. Okay. So nothing too dramatic. Let's check out our diplomacy. Alright, so North Rhun is no longer allied with Adunabar, because it looks like they're keeping their alliance with Tharbad. Let's take a look at that. We've got North Rhun here, allied with Tharbad and me. Okay. So I guess there's... well, we don't share a border with Adunabar, but I'm pleased to see that they still have a presence down here. So that's quite good. I don't want Adunabar to get wiped out. It looks like, you know, the Reunited Kingdom and allies have the upper hand momentarily. But we just got some scouts. So let's send some of them on. Yeah, we'll bring one down here. Bring this guy down into the eastern area, roughly. And we've got this one. We're moving towards the west. Keep an eye on Rohan. Let's see what they're training over here. Oh, yeah. So, this is the kind of stuff they can train in Mid-Deeping. Rhovanion Forester Levies. It's basically a copy of my own Foresters. So that's very encouraging. Now, they do have some tough guys, but they have a lot more infantry than, you know, they should. A lot of them are the Levies of Rohan. They do have some Shields of the Mark, which are quite strong. And, you know, some Riders of the Mark. But I think the biggest problem with Rohan is going to be their numbers. Just the sheer economy that they can marshal is going to make them difficult to deal with. All right, Banegrim the Tall. He's attuned now. Excellent. Perfect timing. So now we can go with muster fields for a bit less cash. All right, and we're making over 6,000. All right, we get an Elven agent uncovered. All right, so that's down here. We've got a bunch of spies from the dwarves and from the elves, I guess. A lot of agents clustering around. So it's a good thing that we've got our own agents in play. And again, this is just Dale. They've completely shut off. They've decided that they're not going to expand anymore, at least for the moment. Very, very nice. Okay. So let's keep going with our units here. And I'm looking at Rhun. They're not moving a lot. You know, this army is still right outside here.
Captain? Yes, Captain. Yes, Captain.
Yeah, let's get them up there. And let's see what our composition is here. I guess we can actually bring them all over. Okay, we've got 2 March Wardens, basically 3, 4, 5 light cav, 1 archer, a couple of foresters, and a spear unit, and we've got another archer coming, so I think we could use another spear probably. And we do have another March Warden coming, so you know what, let's bring another one. And I think that'll be plenty for taking out this. And still got 5,000 to play with. Okay, let's move the scout. Right, we've got a smallish army down there. And we've got an army around Tham. Yep, this is some pretty decent stuff here, but it's not too much. So, you know, theoretically I could bring this army down in the hopes that I could draw all of them out, but I'm thinking Raycoast is the much easier target. Let's send a scout in the north over eastward here. See if we can see. Okay, Thordram has a wall. Interesting. I don't think they're going to get too much out of this settlement, at least for a while, and there's nothing up north. So let's bring our emissary back. We're just looking for other armies. And they've got one right here. Okay, I don't know what this is, but they're in position for me to hit them and take the settlement. So let's do that. See if they stick around. Okay, and they do. Alright, we got some axemen and archers here and a family member. Looking pretty old. A couple of spears. So this is the garrison. No, this is the garrison. This is the army we're actually attacking. Okay. So those spears will be a bit tough. You can see the balance of power is in their favor just a little bit. But we've got Bane of Rhovanos. And we've got, you know, enough skirmishers and enough cav to deal with it. The trick, as usual, will be to ensure that we don't lose many more cav than we have to. I think I'll wait, because we've got ranged advantage here. And that didn't really give us anything. Okay, so we are attacking the army straight ahead of us. And so the settlement, yeah, the settlement's off to our left. Okay, so they're going to set up somewhere over there. The reinforcements are going to come from right about there. So I think we want to get in position like this. And we've got our couple of skirmishers here on either side. And we have the spearmen that I always forget about. We'll just leave them in the back here. And we'll call this our first group. Okay, and we do still have these Rhovanion March Wardens, which is great. It means that, you know, we can get these back to retrain, theoretically, and get an instantly replenished unit. Alright, and everybody else here is going to be over there. Let's see how they are disposed. Okay, they're kind of downhill. Can't quite see them yet, but they're somewhere over there. They're just turned into a sword. Alright, so they're through the trees. Now, the garrison here is the softer of these two targets because there's no spears. There's just the general, axemen, and I think one unit of archers. Looks like the general's coming to check us out. Okay, there they are off in the distance. Alright, let's hit the Chieftain's Guard with this company of cav. And it looks like they're going to skirmish away. I'll bring my other cav over. Alright, let's change a plan. We'll hit these axemen. They'll come in to check that out. So hard to navigate around here. Okay, but I think there's an opening for us to hit those archers. Or at least, yeah, now there's a bunch of axemen around here. Let's hit the archers with these guys. Let's get out of the way. I think we're already caught. Alright, we're definitely taking out these archers. we got to be in a position to make sure the general doesn't withdraw. So let's bring the cav over. And so far, we're not seeing any action by our infantry, which is up on this hill. They're somewhere over here. They're not really running away either, which is good. Alright, so they're just going to chase us forever, which is annoying. Or let us chase them. Alright, we're losing our mercenary cav to these axemen because trees make it difficult. Close enough to throw spears. I think they're in a corner now, so this will be the end for that unit, hopefully.
The enemy general is running away.
All right.
This is no way for a leader to behave.
We got to kill him. Okay, good. All right, now all of you come back over here. We take out these axemen. The other army is just kind of milling around. I guess they're trying to flank me. All of my units in the infantry group, though, are hidden. So that means they're slowing down quite a bit, which is really nice. I don't want them withdrawing. All right, you guys are now turning your back around. Where's the other axe unit? Alright, we'll just give him a charge order. And here. And geez, every time I fight a forest battle, I feel like apologizing because this is not... I can't imagine this is fun viewing. I mean, it is what it is in terms of playing experience. You know, it's a battle in the woods. I mean, the trees look beautiful, but man, it is it's a nightmare. All right, these guys are utterly tired. So are my men, but the axemen are going to rout. Alright, I thought there was another unit. Here they are. Alright, we'll just turn you around and you as well. And they're routing already. Very nice. Okay, now let's get over here where we've got this other army that's kind of downhill from us, and they may be leaving. Looks like they're withdrawing. So, if they're withdrawing, I think I'm just going to let them. You know, we're not going to catch this cav unit. These are spearmen. I'm not going to run my cav into the backs of these guys because they're just going to turn around and melee with me, and we'll lose a bunch of men. So we'll just let them get off the field, which means we're not going to take Raycoast, which is disappointing. So, I don't think I want to put it under siege either. Alright, heroic victory, but you know, we lost 20 men. And we don't really have anything to show for it. We're not in a strategically better position. We took out a general and some units of axemen, you know, big deal. If we had focused more on the garrison army, well, actually, no, we did. We took out the garrison army. It was the army that we were attacking that got away. Again, just terrain made that difficult. So, can these guys reach me? Yeah, they can. And I just don't like these battles. I don't like... So there's a couple of reasons. You may be noticing that I'm avoiding besieging settlements like this when I suspect I can be counterattacked. And that's kind of because I'm a little paranoid about crashes. It doesn't always happen to me, but sometimes it does, and usually it happens at a very crucial juncture in the campaign, where I put a settlement under siege, and I get counterattacked, and I win, and I destroy both armies, and then I get the settlement, but the game crashes at that point. I know that that is a known issue with Rome Total War just in general, and so I have a few things to try to mitigate that, but it still sometimes happens, and it is a huge disappointment when it does, because you lost all of that progress. So I don't like being in that situation. I'm just going to chill out here with this army, and I'm going to see what they do. Maybe they approach me. Maybe they leave Tham a bit undefended. So let's see. Is there anything else we need to do? I think we're training everywhere. We do have a little bit of building we could do, and maybe Rhovanost. Maybe a market would be good here. We can actually also retrain because we finished the King's Feasts. So that means we are able to get just better dudes. Let's go ahead with that. We'll get the market. And yeah, we've got an emissary here just watching. But otherwise, I think we're good. We're good to end the season. All right, so Dunland wants an alliance. They want trade, and they want to give me their map information. I am extremely curious about what's happening around Dunland. Last we checked, they were doing pretty well. We just checked at the what is it? The graphs. They've got these different metrics by which they measure the different factions. So that showed Dunland was gaining territory and doing well in terms of production and finances, while Rohan was actually declining. So I have reason to suspect Dunland is doing well, and I would like to support them. But I'm going to say no to this because I don't want to get involved. I don't want Rohan to just have another reason to attack me. And me allying with their enemy might be one of those reasons. I could be overthinking it. You know, Rohan's probably going to attack me regardless of what I do at some point. But I'd like to think that I'm delaying that moment. All right, we got North Rhun. Still besieging Rathwin, which is interesting. All right, we did a bunch of retraining, and Byrne has completed the muster fields, which means now we get some more interesting recruitment options here. And we could immediately go to the hosting halls. That's 10,000 Mirian, though. We don't have any governor here to decrease the cost of that building, but that would get us our retainer longbowmen. I don't feel like I need to rush that right now, though. I don't need to spend a third of my income because we got 4 more seasons, and then we'll be able to build that same building in Dale for a lot cheaper. We do have an earthquake here, and so we lost some soldiers to that. All right, almost 9,000 coming in next turn. We've got some scouts to move around. Let's bring you down here. Maybe we'll send you down towards the Athelian region. We'll send you west. I really want to see. Okay, so Adunabar still has Lathron here, which is the Emin Muil. And so that's interesting. Rohan has basically done nothing about that. I think this settlement goes under the radar of the AI a lot. I don't know if they can't quite see it. But it's... wow, look at this. We've got signs of enemy forces here and here, as well as here. So I'm really curious what that is. It could be a Dunabar, but it's probably Dunland. Besieging Edoras, besieging Entwade, I think it is. So we got to get over there to see what that is, because that could really change just how I feel about my western border. All right, we're going to bring you guys down. And, you know, I think it's time to start bringing all these guys together. Oh, yeah. And look at this. We've got now, you know, a stack or well over a half stack. Let's get another unit of scouts. Get another unit of... well, let's retrain all of these guys and go with a unit of... yeah, Axemen. Okay, 65% public order. So we got a bit of a problem there. All right, here's what I'll do. I'll train you just to get that up to 70, and we can disband these guys next turn. Again, they're worse than the units we can train, I think. So I'm not really keen to drain the population on those guys. But I think that's what we're going to do just for the sake of public order. So yeah, there's nothing up around here. No one attacked me outside Ray Coast. And Rhun is gradually moving up. Okay. Let's try this then. Let's get my emissaries around. And we've got some good movement. Let's send you over here into the trees. And I don't know if that's going to count as an ambush because we used up all of our movement points. I think there's a settlement, yep, right here. And there's not a lot. Not a lot coming towards us. You know, probably enough to be a problem. But nothing too huge. And so we're threatening them from a couple of different directions. Alright, well, we'll bring you down. And I think Arab Gobel, at this point, yeah, we can train some scouts. We get just enough population to do that. And you know what, Burn, let's go ahead. Let's train some of these new swordsmen we get, the Barding Watch levies. Just for a bit of variety. And we've got some money to spend, but really nowhere to do it. So I don't think I'm just going to spend it for the sake of spending it. We'll sock that away. Okay, I think we'll do one more season here. Oh, we've got an ambush. Very nice. The enemy knew nothing of the attack and will have no time to prepare. This is perfect. We've got some spearmen. We've got some of their heavy guys. A good mixed little sending force that I would love to take out. So I think we will call that good for this particular episode. When we come back, we'll be fighting this ambush right outside Tham, which is now emptied. And this might be a place indeed which I do risk attacking or besieging. Because if I can take this, the whole course of the war will change. Thank you very much for joining me in this episode, and I hope you will stick around for the next one. Until then, take care.